right. So what is this? All right. I think this is it. I think we're here. You motherfuckers, goddamn. Get with the goddamn. Alright, where we at? Where we at, people? I got OBS here. So that I should easily be able to move while we're doing that, right? Alright, guys. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? At the body? At the body? We got Sense of Partech. Can you hear? Can you see? Well, actually, let's turn this on.
Delayed. I can heart it right now. I'll play the sound effect anyway, and I'll pull it up.
No,
no
sound effect.
You get the sound effect twice for the.
So, Sense, you're the only one. Do we see? Do we hear? What are we thinking?
$50. I don't know why. The last message I have in my super chat is me saying.
Okay. So, audio. So how do I fix that? Let's do. The audio. Alright, well, neat. Let's look at the settings. Properties. Why are we echoing? Is there an echo from the video or just from the microphone? I hate not being able to pull you guys stuff up. Just listening to the thing. I hate not being able to pull you guys stuff up. Okay, so it's not like it's just a little wonky. It's not like boom boom. Great. I'm not on fucking I'm not on StreamYard anymore. So I'm on my own. I'm on my own. Where are we? What can you guys? Oh yeah. Yeah, so the thing is that I'm trying to do gaming streams, and I tried to go through StreamYard, and that wouldn't let me. So now I'm trying to do this, but we gotta figure it out. Shout out to Bethy Crazy. Welcome. I know there's a little bit of an echo, trying to figure it out here, but hopefully ChatGPT will give us the answer. Should be able to click the little speaker on each. Okay. So that's a left click. Filters? Yeah, no filters. So what if I mute this? Does that still, how are we there? I muted the output. Streamlabs OBS is my platform, and StreamYard to connect to YouTube. I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing. Mainly, if for no other reason than I can't get to Rumble directly through OBS. So if I can get this set up, and then I can just put this on my other monitor and then stream all of that. I mean, I don't know any other way. That's why I'm here asking you guys for fucking help. I don't know what the fuck this shit is. Almost was caused by the same microphone audio being monitored or captured twice. Okay. Edit advanced audio. Edit. Nope. Wait. Edit on the into OBS. Edit advanced audio. Okay. All right. Set audio monitoring. Audio monitoring off on all of them. Yep. If it was monitor and output or monitor only. Yeah, all those say monitor off. Yeah, damn it. If you're using Streamlabs OBS, use Talk Studio to go live. Is that I don't is Streamlabs OBS is a different thing than OBS though, right? So that's what I'm trying to figure out how active sources only. No. Status inactive. So it's saying it's not. Can you see this? Yeah. So it's saying these are the advanced options. It's saying audio input and output active. Ah, a mic and auxiliary. How do I? How about that? Is this better? Now I hear an echo. But that's fine. I don't mind hearing an echo if you don't hear an echo. So what's the easy way? Because again, are you Grid? Do you play video games on stream? Because like for regular just streaming video, all that stuff, it is StreamYard's completely fine. It's only for video games. Still echo. Okay, so then put that back to what it was. Monitor off. Okay, so now we're back to not good, but better. All right, close that. So pull this up. Oh, you guys can't. Ah, fuck! You can't see anything. God damn it. Oh yeah, you can, right? So if I do this, no. Oy vey. This is OBS, just OBS Studios. This is not Streamlabs. Make sure OBS isn't capturing the mic twice. Go to settings. Audio inputs. Going from the settings. Okay. Let's try with the audio input. I don't know, guys. I do not have Streamlabs. I mean, that's the thing. What do we have here? Yeah, the thing is, if this doesn't echo, then all I need is I have the game over here, I have the camera over here, and we're good to go. And then I can put this. I can stream that to StreamYard. Sensor in the bottom left corner of each audio source. There's a little speaker that you can click to mute. Yeah, but I only have, so I either mute completely, right? You can't hear anything. Nothing, right? So that was muted. And it was nothing, right? But remember, Grid, I'm not on StreamYard. I don't have a link or anything. I'm just in OBS. There what? Okay. So after you said no mute, we could hear. This is good? This is what we want? Yes? No? Maybe? So I had. So I have this muted. So can you hear me now? No echo. Hey, there we go, baby! Oh, all right. How the hell did I just do whatever I just did then? Where am I? Oh, okay, so we just need to. Boom, boom, boom. Is there? There should be a fit to screen deal here. Because now I made that all big. All right, so then we go back to a VGO.
And you can add modifiers to them. But to our best understanding, what ethical system would you pick out of these or other ones? Starting with you, Alexander.
I'm trying to find a better way to state mine, other than just like
What do we think?
that.
What do we think? What do we think?
6-word mishmash.
You fucking communist.
And then, of course, because I'm not going to be going from there to here and commentary and all that stuff, the video is loud. Okay, not a problem. So we can turn this. So I'm just going to go to. Is that? So I'm just going to do half, and we'll see from there.
But I think I've been like wrestling with the ISOT gap forever, so I've been kind of working on ways to resolve that in a satisfying manner. And it comes from like a. It comes from like a.
What do we think? What do we think?
It comes from a mishmash of different philosophies that exist today and some that don't.
Okay. Big Soda.
So even after,
Yes,
I
no?
guess,
How was that with the video and me talking as well? Good, bad, louder, quieter?
Confluence, your talk with Brandon, I think I'm still leaning virtue ethics. But I want to be goaded and say divine command theory, but I think I'm going to stick with my virtue ethics.
All right, so
Based. Anson.
there.
So,
I'm
I'm gonna try to do this. My ethical system, consequentialism, utilitarianism, virtue ethics.
But okay, so yeah, I'm right. So I could be like the cool.
Stay on the divine
but
command, etc.
Just in terms of
I
just in
am
terms of
a
volume itself.
Greek virtue.
We're setting some stuff up to make sure that I can do the games and stuff. Welcome. I'm trying to get the video audio of the stream, their stream, to be good in relation to my audio. So I pulled it down to we're at like 30%.
Ethicist, but
Testing,
that is a system that is nested within the specific culture that I am, and it's also nested within what I consider to be the universe, which is the thing that human nature points towards in order to define what flourishing.
Wait, so it looks like okay, so it looks like both are coming through. Let's try this. Because I have that muted. I have my microphone muted. I'm trying to turn up the mic source too. What I'm thinking is that they're both coming through because again, since I have what am I trying to do? Okay, yeah. So since I have this muted, right? That's where the echo is coming from. So no more echo. So I think then it's saying it's taking both the video audio and the microphone audio through the same thing here. That's all right, Crit. I appreciate it. Very low sound now. So again, I'm turning everything. I'm turning the output capture up so that we can have the video playing. And I'm going to turn the video, the YouTube volume down.
Is
how is this?
And And that's why I went into the long detail about explaining that I'm a pre-evolutionary, romantic, anti-enlightenment, stoic, transcendental
You
culture.
guys gotta sense protect. By the time you say that thing, I'm doing another thing. You gotta be more specific. Which little window? Oh, aha. So, desktop audio we want up, right? So that would be. You said my mic was low? Okay, we're getting somewhere.
Culturally Christian, atheist, virtue ethicist, because all of those components feed into the last component, which is my virtue ethics. That's like the last stop.
Okay, so give me a number, like 1 through 10. How loud am I, and how loud is the video? Just with these settings right now.
My ethics on in terms of describing
is,
what
too
it
loud.
is that I believe we're oriented towards that is
10
above
so
ourselves.
let's say we want to be at like an 8. 10 would be too loud.
Okay. Young Christian.
Using OBS as a raw feed.
I believe
fine, but like 5
God establishes morality.
So that's what I'm saying. What is the
Like
other
divine command theory? Would you
keep
say?
saying I'm doing it
You're
wrong,
familiar?
but that doesn't help me do anything right. I'm stuck here. We're here now. But again, we have those two. So this is
Like God gives commandments, so like stealing is wrong because God says it's wrong. Murder is wrong
Yeah.
because God has told us murder is wrong.
Yep.
okay, video is 8 or 9. You were a 3. That don't make no sense. Oh, okay. Well, what if? So there's still an echo now. What about that? Because the audio input capture is what I had the YouTube video 6 on mobile at 100% volume. Turn up the mic in the. Yeah, that's up all the way. Let's go here. Yeah, there's no way to turn that up. Like that's already up. Aha. Okay. Audio input. So I don't know. I don't fucking know how. All right, let's do. How about that? So just right now, testing the microphone. Did that change anything? Me turning up the can you see this? You can't see this. So yeah, we have this thing going. So now I'm at 150 percent. In your Streamlabs, you'd select Streamlabs virtual webcam as your video feed. So should I back out of here and do I need to download okay, there we go. So I'll give it 200. And then we'll pull the desktop audio. No, the desktop audio down to 50. All right. So again, now we need the again testing the volume of myself versus the video. So this is me talking, and of course, don't forget, like, I'm not, like, usually when we're fucking talking, I'm talking like this. So, like, now I'm just kind of, we're just chilling. So keep that in mind. So I'll try to react to what they're saying in such a way that, like, makes it look, that it fits. All right.
Okay. Frankie.
Oh, hold on, I was eating a donut.
So
vanilla.
Was it good?
How's the volume now? Because we
donut
have
was
the
it?
volume
Vanilla
low
sprinkles.
on YouTube. So the panel,
Vanilla
Yeah.
sprinkles.
So
Again,
for me, it would be
1
a
to
mixture
10 on me,
of,
1 to 10 on
let's see,
the
virtual ethics and
video.
divine command theory. It'd be a mixture of those.
Okay, Marilyn.
And also,
Keep going.
cold donuts taste better than hot donuts. Fight me.
You also said to put
see,
Oreos in the freezer.
You
All that
lost me.
shit.
Oh, you lost.
Just crazy.
Oh,
It's crazy.
weird.
he just contradicted his moral
Anybody.
like foundation with
Testing,
that.
Testing,
Testing.
virtue
How
ethics,
am
you
I
amazing.
in comparison to the video?
Hold on.
Donut tastes
I
amazing.
actually can agree with you.
I can't hear it.
If the
so
donut
I need...
is too
Damn,
sweet,
Still? Okay.
being cold makes it less sweet.
No,
What?
dude, like,
Can we
a
start
beautiful-
kicking
We're getting
people
better.
from panel?
There's celebrity.
How can a donut- how can a donut-
Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull this all the way up, and then so video that we want at like 5%, and we'll go all right. Test number 3. So again, looking at a scale of 1 to 10, how do I sound versus the panel?
See for
Three.
abject degeneracy.
No such thing as a
Generous.
donut that's too sweet. That's the dumbest thing you've said.
We
Alex.
all love donuts. Who doesn't
Have you never
love a
eaten
donut?
anything that's just like so sweet it's unnaturally, stupidly sweet?
like,
Yeah, and then I get a second one.
Oh, okay. I've never
Yeah,
had that.
little
Yeah,
bit.
bring back
That's actually-
Alexandra.
Okay, that's good.
No, fucking the donuts from Dunkin' Donuts, the cream delights, right? They look like a Boston Boston
This
cream
is the
donut,
show behavior.
but,
This is the show.
but it's vanilla, but it's actually vanilla cream inside. Fucking, you put that bitch in the fridge. That bitch tastes fucking amazing.
7%. So I guess okay.
It's like pure sugar. It's pure sugar.
How about now?
And yes, I would agree with you. When it's
A lot
cold,
better, but the
that
panel
cream
isn't getting
just
any
feels so much
quieter.
better.
Okay, so
Yeah, fucking fight me.
then
That's a sus statement, but
Maryland
I
is the
prefer
cream
cold
better
and right out of the pipe. Okay.
okay, that makes
I guess
sense.
that's
Hold on.
less sus, possibly. But okay, Marilyn.
I don't know what.
Not gonna ask that.
I don't.
How about now?
I don't know what any of that means. I'm God.
So
God
I think
has
I was adjusting the
characteristics. God has
wrong
an
thing. The
identity.
audio output
You have
capture
to know all the
was the
things
sound.
in nature
So now I
of
pulled
God,
that down to
and you already
50%.
know what it is.
Oblivion.
And I'm at
You already know what
300%.
it is to be
My mic is at
Christ-like. It tells you to
300%.
be Christ-like. Treat others how you
Dude,
want.
Minecraft me
Treat
to
others
oblivion.
above yourself.
Treat
Yeah.
everybody
Treat others above
Christ-like.
No
yourself
crosstalk,
and
Frankie.
to others' interest above your own.
No crosstalk. What kind of
So,
panel is
I
that?
mean,
Alex, you're breaking rules.
Later. Thank you.
No
you.
crosstalk. We're going
Dave,
through our
I appreciate
thing.
that, but
We
can you
open
tell
it
me
up,
the numbers
then
on
we
can you
open
hear
it.
me or not?
Influence has to go. So I would say Frankie kind of stole my thing with virtue ethics and divine command.
So we would
theory. I'm a
ideally
virtue
want both
ethicist, but I
me
think
and
how we know a lot of
the
stuff
video
is,
that
I
we're
think,
watching
because
at
God
a
has
7.
commanded it. So God
So
has
out
told
of
us,
0 to
I
10,
think,
where do you have my
is
voice?
good and bad,
0
and
to
then
10, pretty balanced
then
now.
we use
All right,
virtue
perfect,
ethics to
perfect.
try to
Thank you.
aspire to those
Beautiful.
virtues, because I don't see how we would
So
exactly
now-
know what a virtue is without first hearing it from God. And before we jump in, this is where the plot twist comes on. Remember, I told you to forget about it. I hope everyone did. Plot twist. For the moral system, you said Steelman. It's actually worse than the other systems. And then it'll be opened up. Oh, who saw that coming? So, Alex, take your system, explain why it's actually worse, and you shouldn't follow it, and explain the flaws in it.
It's worse because
Shout out.
it can be incredibly
Mic up to
complicated
400?
and misleading, and people can come to
Let's
conclusions
go.
that.
Are you
don't
sure?
actually
Because
stem
again,
from it,
remember,
but it's just
remember the
yeah.
fact that I'm usually
So
okay.
don't follow it because you're not me.
We'll
How
do
about that?
350 for right now.
Big soda.
You're just
So
not
you
good
said
enough.
Because
You're not good
I
enough.
feel
It's
like
okay.
There's a skill issue.
I
you'd
feel like
say.
you don't
It's a skill issue.
really realize how much
So Big
less
Soda, why
volume.
why
I
is
have.
divine command theory or
Versus,
I guess no, you outlined
you know,
virtue
when
ethics.
we're-
Why is that?
when we're in the midst of it. So I guess let's try a game. Let's try a game. All right, so let me bring that up here. That's what I want. Boom, 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 boom. Then we want Steam. Where is Steam? Okay. We had. All right, let's see. Are you guys gonna be able to see and hear and all that stuff? This is the test. This is the big moment. This is the moment, guys. We will see. Oh, there we go. Okay, okay. I'm not hearing anything. Am I supposed to be hearing anything? I don't know why I don't hear anything. This might have been the one. No, that's not the one. This might have been the one where we turned everything down. Yep. Alright. This is it, guys. If this works, and it's just a matter of using StreamYard to do this. Where am I?
They captured the mission area!
Gang. Alright, I wanna be, well, I'll be better. Let's go. Let's go. It's still really loud after I brought it to 50%? Or you were just saying that it was too loud?
Finally, a chance to show them all who you are meant to be, Eddie.
Look who's here.
Alright, so now we're just looking at how well is the game coming through? Is the again, audio we could figure out in terms of like lag and all that stuff.
Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
What am I supposed to even do? So the question is, guys, was that watchable or was that not? I'm looking at the thing and it looks pretty legit. It looks pretty legit. What do you think? Gameplay looks good. Run up the action to test the I don't know how to do that. Let's go. I need like a mini game. If there was like a mini game, then that would be easier. Oh shit! What did I do? Oh no! Now I'm mirrored. What did I do? Beautiful. Absolutely watchable. That's what we're going for. Where's the game? And it even says, yeah, driver version outdated. I'm not gonna do it right now while I'm live, so we can do this. But you know, then it's just there. And if it's good, then it's good, baby. And like I said, a mini game would be nice where I have like a thing. But yeah, warehouse. Send me where I should look for something to do a stress test, if you will. Oh, I get it. So then I could add another scene. Okay. Anyway, all right. Is there like a... No, that's not what I wanted. fuck it. Try tutorial. Okay, that'll help. This is so annoying.
You're
that I
currently
can't
playing
see.
as the Punisher, a powerful duelist. I'll guide you through a test run. Come on, let's get started. Go on and move the camera around to look at the target location.
Okay, I can't move though.
Time to follow the guiding line into the mission area. You can jump over obstacles to reach the target location. Ready, aim, fire. Press
This
the
is
fire
not
button.
gonna be a stress test. Let's just go back to that. And... How do I go back to where I was? Wait, I don't want any tutorial. What? How did I get back to the thing? Oh, this one. What the fuck is going on? Yeah. Difficulty all the way down.
I am Groot. Here comes the murderer. I am Groot.
It's just Luna Snow over here, part-time international pop star and full-time superhero.
These are actual people. Forgot that They're not run?
It's actually a terrible system, and my other system's better.
I'm right here. Super. Ready to snow?
Lots of movements.
It's not like Spider-Man. Spider-Man did it.
I'll never see you coming.
Fuck you.
There's something.
I don't know what that means.
Hela is here for more.
What is it asking me to do? Build.
The Iron Fist awaits your command. It's not like Spider-Man.
Make way for the hands of Hela.
I am Groot.
There we go.
Every team needs
I really wish I could.
Every team needs an adventure. Here comes the
Bring a little stuff.
Yeah, I think this is it. We got it, guys. We got it.
Show me your guardian angel.
I need to be like, fuck you. I'll have a different scene for that, but I'm a bit quiet. Well, again, guys, remember that usually I'm fucking yelling and shit. So you gotta remember that this is what I usually sound like. Like now, I'm just, we're just kind of chilling. So, okay, cool. So here, what time is it? It is 9:30. So here's what are we gonna do? So I think I am going to. I don't know what to do. Well, let's look for the game itself. What's that? Wait, no, because I'm gonna have to download that. What do I do, guys? I don't know what to do. Should we just go join Confluence for a little bit? I think we could do that. Cuz I didn't expect it to be that like kind of simple. And I mean, for any specific things like volume and stuff like that, we're going to have to deal with it when the show or when the game is actually on the screen. And I want to make sure, if there's anything else I need to do before, like the next time I do a gaming stream, it's not going to be a troubleshooting thing like this, where it's like, hey guys, help me out. I want it to go in and start gaming and all that stuff. OBS enables a lot of full function plugins for audio and stuff too. It's one of the strengths, but that gets advanced, and we want to keep it simple. So you're heading out. Is anybody put a 1 in the chat if you are sticking around if I go do something else. We'll start there. If you're sticking around, give me 1 in the chat. And then we can decide, depending on if and who is around, what we will do. I definitely need more some alcohol. I know what Behave wants. All right. So, now that I'm here, ooh, that's gonna be an issue though. I don't think StreamYard is going to let me. Can I? Okay, I'm gonna. Hopefully, this works. And then get rid of that. And then... Come on, baby. Give me the camera. Yes. All right. We're there. All right. Actually, I gotta take a piss first. I gotta take a piss. So yeah, does anybody have? Do you guys want to go find someone else to watch? Or you want me to just join the Confluence panel? I'm gonna take a piss. You let me know. It's just you guys, so you get to choose. Give me 1 second. So I guess nobody is against the debate. So debate, we will do.
Like, first of all, we already are matter. Like, we already are matter. Matter already exists. I don't need to make matter. And I've made a son. I've made a son so that he matters. We all matter. Everything matters.
Right? You do convert
It
matters.
matters. Just all,
I convert
yes,
matter
it's
all the
everywhere.
time. Doing it right
Fucking
now.
everywhere.
Actually, I'm
And
wondering,
I
do
wish
we
I
ever do the
would've
reverse? Yeah,
done
we
that
do.
with
We
that.
store
Mic check, you guys hear me?
energy as fat.
We can hear you, Lutch. Good to see you. How's it going?
It's all right. I'm actually
Hey!
Hello. I'm actually streaming through OBS. I figured it out.
Jesus!
Oh, nice.
Jesus has entered the building.
What is up?
Jesus has entered the building.
Okay, Lutch, actually, since you're here, can I hit you with the questions we just answered?
Jesus. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I think I deleted them off the ticker, so I will have to just say them to you because I had a little banner going. But so, what is your, first of all, just in like 30 seconds, and then I'm going to hit you with a plot twist, okay? You know, just prepare yourself. But what is your moral framework, right? Like, are you a utilitarian, consequentialist, virtue ethicist? You know, like what kind of best describes your moral framework?
I like to say that I am a utilitarian consequentialist, but with individual liberty as a higher value than utility. So whatever is the best thing with whatever has the best results is what we should do. However, that without impeding on people's individual liberty.
Okay, and now the plot twist is now Steelman that you're wrong. What's the best argument that says that, yeah, what you just said is omni-cucked?
So, I mean, the easiest thing is, well, it's not based in God, so it's basically my preferences. But on a more practical aspect, I think you could easily come up with ways where there are conflict between two people, and there is one person's, let's say both people want a thing. Person A wants thing A, person B wants, and one of them is better, but it infringes on somebody's rights. I could see that could be a problem, but I don't even know what that would be. So I think
an easy way to say it is like, what if like 8 people just surrounded you so they were in your way, but not infringing upon your right of being there, and then you couldn't get past them without infringing on their right to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you were some bimbo in an SUV in Minnesota.
Yeah, like that.
Well, right.
As a random example, sure.
Yeah, just
let's say it was
As
a
wrong
Honda
example, you're
Pilot
some
too.
bimbo
Just
in an SUV
make
and like
some specific
8 people surround your car. Yeah, you can't go anywhere now.
Right. And
Now
so,
you have a right to try and like move and leave, but they have a right to not be moved by you. So
right. And so in those situations, I think everybody has the individual liberty to do whatever they want to do. But when you're infringing on other people's, then we have to have the secondary conversation of whose utility is I guess more important or something. But again, I don't even really know what situation that would be.
I don't even know if that would necessarily, because you're asking 8 people to do something that one person wants to do.
Right. Yeah. So what you have to do is start appealing to hierarchy and power. Right. Who has the power to enforce their will on others in the situation?
Well, that's not necessarily.
And that's why arguments based on like individual liberty are max cucked and never work, because they deny human nature of hierarchy.
I mean, I think they need to overcome the human nature of hierarchy. May be like the single biggest obstacle to morality in of itself, right?
No, not really. Not if your moral framework is in alignment with hierarchy and human nature.
Well, I mean, your moral framework has to account for the weak somehow, right?
What do you mean?
Like a child has no hierarchy, has no strength, no individual ability to inflict their will on someone else. So if adults decide they want to do something to this child, there's nothing that child can do about it.
Yeah, but in nowhere in that does it assume that they're equal to someone else, right? They're obviously inferior in some way.
Well, I think you have to presume they're not equal. That's why you need some sort of moral dictum to like.
Yeah, but like you have to attribute the inferiority to them. Like that woman driving that SUV was obviously mentally handicapped in some way. You know.
Sure. Yeah. So then whatever happens to her should not have happened to her, right?
Yeah.
Because we're supposed to protect the weak or the mentally handicapped.
Yeah. Well, or either that, or she should have been told no by more men in her life. And not yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like she should have been scolded more and not led to believe that whatever fucking emotional thought she was having in her brain needed to be fucking validated.
I imagine at some point it was more panic than validation, but yeah.
You guys heard the girlfriend afterwards be like, why were you using real bullets?
Yeah, that was that. What? I lost my shit when I heard that. I was like,
is that a real?
Someone
said, is that a real video?
Yeah,
that's real.
For real video.
I saw it on the news.
She was
either way.
So Tyler, I think Tyler sent it. And I was like, that can't be real.
She's the one who told her girlfriend to go. Right?
Yeah, drive, baby,
and
drive.
So she's blaming herself for her girlfriend deciding to listen to her and go, which isn't unreasonable at all. But she was screaming, "Why'd you guys have real bullets?" Because it would have prevented her from being at fault for anything. Just looking for like an out for your own guilt at some point, right?
Yeah, women would rather go to jail than be accountable for something.
I mean,
I would never call the cops for anything. I would never call the cops for anything ever. I swear to you.
I think most people would rather not be accountable
for nothing
and not
ever.
go to jail than go to jail.
Nothing ever.
Shooting your child.
I will take a lick. I will take a lick.
There's very
before
Would you let your? What if it's your child though? Someone breaks in, a home invader. You're not calling the cops?
What are the cops gonna
no.
She's got a gun.
No.
Dude. She doesn't do it herself.
Do you have a gun,
She's
Marilyn?
got powers. She's got.
I'm not calling the cops.
Even
Someone
with good
else can
response
call
time.
the cops. I will never call the cops.
Why?
I will never do it.
What?
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
I wouldn't say
Absolutely not.
never.
They're not your friend. They're not your friend.
They're not meant to be your friend. They're
I
protectors.
literally, they're like my worst fear. Like worse than clowns, worse than any fear anyone that could have. You have fear of spiders, fear of things like.
Do you have a bad experience with the cops, Marilyn?
No,
Sounds like
no.
white women
Like
issues.
I almost feel like I was killed by cops or something in a past lifetime because I am so afraid of cops that it
Were you
is
George
not even
Floyd in a
funny.
past life,
Like
Marilyn?
I am terrified of them for some reason. So like I would never call them ever. I know they're not your friend. I know they're
Is ICE cops? Because like I was driving by some people working on a sidewalk that looked Mexican, and I called ICE on them the other day. Is that like calling? Is that like calling the cops?
But no, like cops are nice to me. Like there've been friendly cops. Like, but like I've never been to jail. Knock on wood. But like cops, they just something about them.
Marilyn, I think you've just never been in a situation where you actually need to call the cops.
Well, but what
That's what I think.
evil.
Hear you, Alex.
I don't
They're
disagree with you,
evil.
Confluence, but I do share the sentiment that there's not really many situations where the cops will help.
I can hear you guys.
At least in like a life or death
Never.
situation. In terms of like having a police report for something that was stolen, like that's one thing. But in terms of I'm in trouble right at this moment, so I need the like what situation? And I'm not saying there's none. I'm just asking.
But
what situation?
yeah, I feel like all the time. I mean, that there's a lot of like home invasions that happen that have been stopped by police, right? Or even like mass pew-pewing, right? That I mean, someone is calling the cops. If no one called the cops on in like you know.
But the question,
even in bad cases, like Uvalde, you just
Maryland is coming from
alive to everyone.
Where Maryland is coming from, especially if you live somewhere that is armed, is that
The dude
the people
flashed me. I don't know if you did already.
the
Sorry, keep
people
going.
should be taking care of that. And so, if somebody's breaking into your home, then you handle it. And again, not saying you don't call the cops afterwards to make the report. But I think, Marilyn, correct me if I'm wrong, but she's talking about relying on the police in the moment of, I'm in danger right now, calling 911, and that will save me.
No, but what you should do if you have a pew pew right in America, you should call 911 and then grab your pew pew and then hope you can, because if it's like 3 attackers, like you might as well just place that call and then go into self-defense mode. I don't see why you'd be like, I'm not going to call it, even though like 3 terrible people who want to do me harm are like in my house right now.
Yeah,
like I don't see a reason why you wouldn't.
So that's why I think you guys are talking past each other, because I think Maryland isn't. I mean, I guess if you would never call them, then hey, that's up to you. But I think the sentiment that is more widely shared is that the cops can't do anything in the moment.
They can't. They don't do anything. They're useless.
But like, okay, Marilyn, let me hit you with a real example.
Do they do
so
something
one time
after the fact, Marilyn?
They try to put you in jail. Is what they do.
That's what they do.
Okay, what about this? Okay, what about this?
This is white women in jail.
Disillusioned.
I feel like it's an easy example. Okay, so one time I was sitting in a restaurant and I looked out the window of the restaurant and there was a guy like beating the shit out of a woman. Like he was like hitting her hard.
I
and
would
like
never.
against the car.
I would never call the cops. I would
so-
never call the cops.
Was she mouthy?
Let her get beat to death. It's okay.
And so
I
so
wouldn't.
in that case, Marilyn, what would you do in that case? Because like you're
I
not
would
going
not
She let her
call the
get beat to death.
cops.
So you would
Hell no.
you would
Let her
let
get
the
beat to
guy just keep beating the woman.
I might find someone to
Don't nod
call
at
the
us.
cops for them. Like I might get someone to call the cops for
So
that
you'd
situation.
So you'd
would
ask
not
someone
be
else
me.
that you just like personally wouldn't do it, but you'd ask, so you're like
Hold
caught
on,
by
hold on.
proxy,
Yeah,
basically.
like,
what
you
if
might
because
need to
you're
call
having
the
trouble
cops.
finding someone, or what if everyone around you feels the same way? Like, no, I'm not doing it. Like, you just let her get beat to death.
So this
I don't know.
exactly.
I think about beating his
I don't have a
ass.
camera.
Honestly,
this
You
happened
think about
to
it,
me.
but you wouldn't be able to, you know.
This happened to me.
Probably
I don't know if
8 months
he's
ago.
beating her ass. Why could?
This is much harder without my own camera, but this is Behave saying my last stalker was so scary my dad bought me a small arsenal of pew-pews for protection. I will use the pew-pews. Cops take forever. And that's exactly what I'm trying to say, but I think Maryland is taking it a step further and saying like, oh, I would never call them at all. Whereas like I'm saying you don't need them in the moment, but you should still use them. And like exactly, average response time is 13 minutes. That's a long time. That doesn't mean you don't want to call them. It means specifically for the aspect of I need help right now. That's not what is going to help you.
Might not be alive if you don't. I basically made it the front desk's problem because if
Well,
I had
you
you
left?
call the number.
yeah, and then I left because it's between that woman and the guy that she chose, and like the people who own the
That's
establishment.
the front desk calling you right now. The girl died.
Yeah.
It's so weird how
If she died, you wouldn't feel like any kind of responsibility for it, for like delaying her.
Well, and also
Delaying aid.
Anson, I don't know if Anson's here, but Anson said it's between her and him, but then he still did tell the front desk. This sounds like the Maryland thing of like, it's just cop by proxy. So it's like, you don't want to do it, but you're basically just telling the front desk to call the
You're
cops.
absolving
Not just
yourself
like,
of responsibility. Like,
right.
Let me try to set up a...
This
You know the
is
front
like
desk
what
is
happened
going
to that
through based
girl
on
that
what you
got
said.
stabbed out of her. There was like a woman who got stabbed outside of her apartment building, and the guy who like stabbed her, he ran away because people came to the windows because he thought they were going to call the cops, and they came back like 15 minutes later because nobody called the cops or did anything.
Oh yeah, that was a
And
terrible.
He finished her off.
Yeah,
And
that's like the
it was one
worst
of those things
example
where-
of bystander apathy, where it was like, yeah, like 20 people saw it and not a single person called.
Like, oh, I have to work the next morning. I can't take the time to file police reports. You know.
But
And
even
I'm
that, like,
in
in my
every one of
case-
you guys should be stabbed just like she was. That was my thought.
in my case with the thing, it's like someone called. This was like a long time ago. Someone called 911, but it's like they asked, like, okay, well, who are you? Are you willing to file this? And the person said no, and it's like the cops came and they did stop the interaction. And it's like, and so it's not like just by calling 911, it's not like you have to become involved anyway. Is like the thing. Like you can
just leave.
Yeah, you could just like because we were in the restaurant, someone used their phone, called, and they said, okay, what's your name? And they said, I don't want to say it. Just come down here. And then they hung up, and then the cops came quite quickly. Like average response time is bad. I think IJ was saying this. It is bad, but at least in certain places, if it is like an actual like ongoing emergency, the cops in my experience are actually fast. If you're being robbed, good luck. You'll see the cops in like 10 to 12 business days. But if there's like an assault going on or something, they do.
Well, hold on.
They do generally, at least
It's
in
not
my
necessarily
experience.
the case. Like sometimes the police officers are really, literally right down the street.
Yeah. So
Right, I
if
think
you
that's what
called
happened
it
in my
fast
case. They
enough,
were there in like
they
3
will turn
minutes.
around and come and help. But like
Yeah.
other times, you'll wait too long, and then they'll be gone, and then someone else will come across the freaking city for it. Like
Right.
minutes do
Right.
matter, especially when you don't have a whole lot of time.
When chat's saying the average response time for all of America is 13 minutes. So obviously that's going to be
Sure.
That's a mean
So-
for.
so then
but like closer to.
But that
a
means
city or a
rural
suburb,
America, right?
You're,
The cop said we'll be there sometime on Thursday between 1 and 5.
Essentially, yeah. But I mean, think about it though. If they average is 13 minutes, that means some are way faster and some are way slower.
Right.
So,
So I would imagine
I
that,
know
like,
there's places
rural
in
areas
there's
have-
places in the country where it's like an hour away from the nearest police precinct. Like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do there?
And
you know?
there's sometimes where the cops can show up in literally 2 minutes because they're on like some beat, like a couple minutes
They're
away,
literally
and they
right
just
next door to you.
Going back to what Marilyn, you were saying you would never call the cops, and we were talking about a car accident.
Absolutely not.
So, but in turn, like, let's say somebody hits your car, it's their fault. I'm with you in the sense that the cops cannot physically protect you, but wouldn't you want the police there to have the record that, hey, this person hit me, and now we need to go through their insurance and that.
Or you just screwed because they're like, well, I don't want to call
They'd have to
them.
call the cops. They'd have to.
Why would they call the cops on themselves?
I've been in Canada a long time, but in America, I thought you have to call the cops if you're in a car
You
accident.
do. It is illegal not to call them. Though
See,
they
in
will
Canada,
rarely
you don't
press
have
charges
to,
if
but-
you don't.
Shout
No,
out to
there's a
Bethany.
threshold.
I think you might be a little bit
Insurance, they're
behind.
going to ask for the police.
Make sure you hit
for
live.
the police report.
can't make
and when
myself
you don't
big,
have one,
But
they're going to deny your claim.
yeah, I was asking for
There's
one
a
while
damage
ago. So
threshold.
make sure you hit that live
You
button.
can report it to your insurance and not call the police, but there's like a damage threshold.
Marilyn,
Yeah,
when you
I
say
mean,
if you're
talking
the
about,
cops,
like a ding or a door.
But wait,
Marilyn, do you mean like not because 911 is like could involve like a lot of like first responders and stuff. If you just like, let's say you're driving past and there's like a car accident, please tell me you would call 911 if you're the first one on the scene. And like, because you can't decide, you can't be like,
For
no
an
cops
ambulance.
though. I only want the EMS. Like, you're calling the emergency number, and they will send who they're going to send. Are you saying you wouldn't never call 911?
Yeah, I'd never call 911.
Wait. Go back. Well, let's go back to that
Even in my
specific
example,
situation.
I said,
Yeah,
like,
this
you
is a
come
example.
across a
By her
horrific
framework-
car
By her
accident.
framework, she is God and everyone else is God, so 911 already knows about it. Right? God can take care of God. It's
No,
okay.
no.
like
I'm
other people.
Marilyn, but what you said, the other person, if somebody hit you, the other person would have to call the cops. If I was the person who hit you, and I was like, oh fuck, this is, and it's bad, it's gonna cost money. I'm not gonna call the cops because I don't want to pay that money. If you're like, nah, it's cool, then I'm gonna be like, all right, let me just slide you $100 or whatever. Versus, and then you have the burden of fixing your car on your own.
Why would you give her anything? Hold on. If she's like, I'm not calling the cops no matter what, I wouldn't give her anything.
I wouldn't, not $100, maybe $500, because I had to do that
so let's
one
say, no, I'm not giving you any fucking money. Either call the cops or I'm the fuck out of here. So that's a good point. So yeah, let's say, no, I'm not calling the cops. Do you want to call the cops, Marilyn? No, you don't want. Okay, then bye. Go fix your car on your own.
Yeah.
I don't.
Hope your
I've
car
never
isn't
had to deal with
completely
that
totaled.
situation.
I'll see you later.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about the
response.
example I asked about if Marilyn came across like what looks to be a possibly like fatal car wreck if she's the first one.
You're trying to like.
She's not going to
Well,
call
because that's a
911 on
slightly-
that.
Yeah, but that's a slightly different situation. So like,
I'll be right in,
there
bud.
might be a reason why she would say, okay, in that situation, yes, and in this situation, no.
But
And I
she
think the
still
interest-
said no, though.
Okay,
She
but-
still said no.
but we didn't know
In
that
her
at the time.
in her own self-service, she wouldn't. So she wouldn't for someone else, right?
But that is that not an is that
Even
not
if it
a
results in the
moral? Is
death
that
of
not
someone,
a grave
I mean-
moral misdeed?
Well, depends on where you get your morals from. Remember, depends on what your moral is.
Does Marilyn? Do you not think that's a grave moral misdeed to come across someone like dying in a car accident? You're the only one that sees it, and then to not call 911.
Like, hold on,
you know.
confidence. Let me ask you a question. If you were in Nazi Germany, right, and a Jew got into an accident next to you, would you call the Nazi police to come and help them?
Yes, I would. Yeah.
Oh, haram!
For real?
Wow.
They're not
Damn,
gonna
all
help
right.
them. God, what?
What? No. Okay. It depends on the time.
What? He
Well, no,
said-
it depends on the time frame
I
of Yahtzee
specifically said
Germany.
Nazi. I
Okay.
specifically
Does it
said
now?
Nazi,
It depends on
okay?
the time frame of
Does it
Yahtzee
now?
Germany. It does. There's a time where they were rounding them all up. There's a time where they were not rounding them all up. So if I thought they
All
were
right, I'm
gonna
gonna try
like
something.
just do more harm, then I'm not gonna call. But does Marilyn think that calling 911 on someone who's like bleeding out is gonna do more harm to them? I find that hard to believe.
It's possible.
Yeah,
It's possible.
She
It's
might,
not
she
a
might
likely
actually view the
outcome.
police as like essentially the SS, right?
No, I can't do that.
Yeah, but she even said she said that this just kind of like an irrational thing.
I called ICE on Indian Jesus because he was
It's a
brown.
little irrational. It's a little irrational, but I seriously don't trust them at all. Like
You have
at
no
all.
question, Marilyn. I agree
Hold
with
on,
you
hold on.
100%.
That's fair. I am with you on
Marilyn.
that, in a slightly
Marilyn.
illogical or irrational way. I don't trust cops. Fair. But we have to acknowledge that if it is irrational, then that means there are certain situations where it's like, okay, I don't like this,
Hold
but
on.
this is the right option.
Hold on, Marilyn. Would you want someone else to call them?
I mean, I'd probably try to talk them into it.
No. But
But-
what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, so if you would want someone else to call the cops because you refuse to, then what you're saying is, in this case,
I hate that I can't
the
make
police
myself
are
big for you
better
guys.
than the
You know what I
alternative,
mean.
which in that case tells
But,
me
hey,
that
if you ever see the mute
believe
and the
that
chat
there's
goes
something
away,
to
that means
call
I'm
the
talking to
cops
you guys.
for, right?
No, Alan.
But I'm
This
not
should be an
gonna-
exception to your rules, right?
I'm just not going to call the cops. I'm not going to do it. I'm not
heard
going to do
what
it.
you
Like I have
said.
never been. I've never been in a situation to where I feel the necessity of being the first man on the scene to where I've got to save the day. And
So, Marilyn,
Exactly. So you
Sometimes you just are the first guy on the scene, though. Like
Marilyn,
I
Marilyn,
never
you-
felt the necessity to do that, but sometimes you just drive across something where it's like that can
Shit
happen,
happens.
right?
Marilyn, do you not feel the need to be like the man on the scene because you're a woman and you think it's the man's responsibility?
a fair question.
That's a
should-
serious
should-
question.
should
You're,
the man
you're
come
very
out?
submissive, and so I'm assuming that what you're coming to is from the perspective of someone who it's not the woman's responsibility to take charge in these situations; it's the man's role.
I
But she
mean,
didn't say she's
maybe
looking for a
I don't
man.
know. I just don't like the cops. I do not like cops for any reason. I don't trust them. I don't like anything that they got going on. I think they're the cartel. I think they're literally
Based.
I feel like
just
then you shouldn't want anyone else to call them
a
either.
gang.
I can't imagine why you would be okay with. You would be okay enough to like tell someone else to call them, that you wouldn't do it yourself.
It's
It's
power distance.
risky. It's just like going to the hospital. It's taking your chances. It's
So wait,
really
you wouldn't
taking
go to the
Whoa, what do you mean going to the hospital is taking your chances?
Based.
I don't think she doesn't believe in medicine. She's God. Remember? Come on, guys, keep up.
They're fucking Nazis, bro.
Based.
They're all
Just everyone in the
trying
hospital.
to kill you. They're all trying to kill you.
It's a death cult.
Look, I have a distrust of medical staff too a
Exactly.
lot of times, but I mean, there's situations
feel
where
like
you know,
it's just like
if I get have a gunshot wound, I'm probably gonna go to the hospital. You know, I'm not gonna try to take it out myself.
Hey,
It
King
depends
is
on what you were doing that
back.
caused
we
you
got
to
it
get that
working.
injury.
Well, that's true. That's true. There might be.
We got it working as far as I think I can get it. But like right now, I can't use my camera and be up there. But in general, everything should be good. So when the next tomorrow, I'm gonna try to do an actual Until Dawn stream, and indeed,
Power
God is on panel.
And it's causing you to basically submit and say, all right, well, if a man wants to handle it or someone with more power wants to handle it, they can, but it's not my role because it makes me uncomfortable in my relation to these entities with power.
I don't know. I feel like it's very few and far between. Very few and far between. Because you don't need the cops for very much at all. And
Right.
they
But
are
the things you
trying to
need
get a
them for, you need them
paycheck.
for.
They're trying to get a paycheck. They're trying to make money off you. They're trying to get you as many charges as they can in order to make more money. They're like, oh, them people
Well,
right
it's the
there
front desk
calling.
again. Shit.
Do you think cops get paid on commission?
I wouldn't doubt it. They
more
are
crime.
a
I believe there's
brotherhood.
definitely they
They
always,
have quotas.
Yeah, I was gonna say they always say, "Oh, we don't do quotas." They definitely do quotas, but
They have, in
commission
my
is-
city, they definitely have quotas. Yeah,
commission's
commission
a
is wild. Yeah.
That's a little bit out there.
How many arrests did you make, and that's how much money you get paid? How many people of color did you unalive, and that depends on how much money you get on your paycheck.
Sounds like
okay?
we gotta live in the building.
Okay, I feel like it's a good time to move on to the next prompt, which is at the bottom of the screen. So we are going in a clockwise, snake-wise direction. So it's going to be Alex, Anson, Christian, Marilyn, India, Jesus, a big soda the dude. Does sin or morality change over time? So for Christians, we can respond to sin. For the atheists on the panel, like just for example, I mean, then yeah, you could take that as like what moral action is, right? So examples would be things like slavery, schmexuality. I don't know why I wrote it that way. Probably for TOS reasons, I guess. I wrote these last night. Gender roles, whatevs. So is there? Yeah, does sin change over time? Does certain moral actions become more moral, less moral? What's good? Starting with Alex. Confluence goes last so we can hear everyone else's thoughts and then steal off of them. Alex, your thoughts.
Okay, first.
What? I don't know what Alex said, but maybe he's indisposed. Anson might be indisposed too. Was he the one that got the phone call? Possibly. Young Christian, are you there? Is everybody gone? Young Christian?
Oh, wrong one. God damn it.
Everyone's gone, apparently. Okay, Marilyn, do you want to start us off?
Wait, what's the question?
What do you
For
think of
everyone-
cops? That's the question. What do you think
No,
about
it's not
police?
Cops. It's not about cops. It's that for anyone who asked this. I know I've seen these. Okay, it's on the
Black
bottom of the
lives
screen. Okay, it's on the
matter?
bottom of the screen. No, wait, Anson's back.
Lord.
Okay, we'll go to Anson first. Anson, does what is wrong change over time? Example: slavery, sexuality, gender roles, etc. Does what is wrong change just over course of time and cultures?
No.
Okay. I guess young Christian is still not back, probably. Marilyn and Alex, when you get back, just let me know. Marilyn, does what is wrong change over time?
Does what is wrong change over time
Yeah.
into something right?
Yeah, or into something neutral, or a neutral thing becoming so. Like maybe back in the day, there was a time to have slavery, for example. Like maybe that was a necessary thing, or maybe right now, if you're like a commie, you think capitalism is right at the time, but we have to like move beyond that. That type of stuff, where it like changes with culture and technology and stuff, where something could go from either neutral to wrong, or wrong to neutral, or right. All kind of permutations of that.
Yes. We're all going in the right direction.
I think what's right and wrong doesn't change, but the options available to us, so meaning what our best choices are, can change as technology and lives and things like that develop.
Okay, Indian Jesus.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Yeah, I would say the. Hold on, sorry. No, it does not change. I think our interpretation and what is accepted as right and wrong changes, but it is objectively like things like for example. So slavery used to not be wrong according to society, but they were just wrong about that.
Well, but the question is,
wait, no crosstalk yet. No crosstalk yet. Okay, big
So
soda.
No, it was always wrong.
Big soda, then a dude, and then young Christian, who I think is back now.
I would say morality or the principle doesn't change. I think as time goes on, we find more things are encompassed in these morality that we didn't see before. I think of stuff on the internet and stuff like that. But I would say the principle of the morality itself never changes.
Okay, the dude.
I personally would call the police if I saw somebody getting robbed.
Holy
Thank you,
shit!
dude.
Really, dude?
Thank you,
Just
dude.
shoot them. How could you?
In a video game.
How could you?
I don't know. We look at things like child
Complete
brides and arranged marriages. I think as we evolve spiritually and emotionally, so do Indian Jesus isn't wrong, but he's not right. It's it's our interpretation. I think we're getting closer to the understanding of what is right and what is wrong.
Okay, young Christian, and then confluence, and then chaos.
No.
Doesn't change every time. Okay, confluence. What do you think? Well, I kind of agree with Indian Jesus, but I would also kind of say, I said this yesterday, I think morality is objective, but how it's applied is relativistic. So I think in any given context, you have to kind of be in that place in that time to know what the objective situation is in a relativistic circumstance. So I think there could be times when, you're in a slave society and maybe the best thing to do isn't to release the slave for a bunch of other reasons. Maybe the best thing to do is treat the slave well, and you're in that state and time. I think morality gets more complicated than we think. I think there's always an objective thing, but I think it does kind of depend on the exact situation, which would involve time as well. So anything immediately jump out from what anyone has said?
Yeah, I think some people want to own slaves on this panel.
Yeah, I don't.
I'll take some slaves. We doing slaves? I'll take some slaves. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, some people are naturally subjugated, based on their own decisions. So, I mean, there's natural slavery that I don't think is an affront to nature in any way whatsoever.
But I guess maybe something that jumps out to me with this is if we're going down the slavery path, right? You could ask, I guess, why didn't Jesus say anything against slavery, right? And it's I would just say kind of it wasn't the point of his message, and it was already such a fundamental part of the culture and stuff like that, and and it wasn't exactly like chattel slavery. It was more like bond servants. So, but I would say nowadays, right? I think that we should probably have the perspective that slavery bad.
Why?
Well, confluence. I kind of challenge you on that. It seems like he kind of altered the idea of how we think about slavery that then took years for us to implement into doing away with our slavery.
So what do you think? What do you think Jesus said that was anti-slave, or that gave us an idea that we shouldn't?
Well, I would
Treat
say that
people
the way
how you would like to be treated.
I would say that, and like, I guess how we view other followers. Like Jesus painted a method of how we were to view other followers of Christ, and it seems like that idea is antithetical to then us owning followers of Christ.
Okay, but you said okay, but then can I enslave Indian Jesus because he's an atheist?
Yeah.
So can I enslave him?
Well, that's what
He's
I'm
not
saying.
a follower of
It,
Christ.
it seems like he planted seeds that eventually led to the realization of owning slaves is not correct.
I don't see how that follows. You
But
said
why
Jesus
not
taught
just
us how
say
we
it
should
then?
teach Christ followers.
Yeah.
But if someone, how does that then punt outside of a Christ follower? Why
Because
can't we?
how are we to treat people who are not followers of Christ?
Well,
Like
that's
they were better than us. Duh.
Well, I
Does
wouldn't say
Jesus say
better
this?
than us. I think Jesus
I don't
paints the
know.
idea
I'm just
loving
giving
people
shit.
who aren't believers. And I think this combination of different messages that he put ultimately led us down the path to saying that slavery is wrong.
Well, yeah, but I don't see how slavery automatically indicates that you're mistreating someone. That's the part that I don't understand.
So we'll hop back.
Well, I think
we'll hop back in with that. But yeah, so now I got to talk to you from here. So it's just like, but growing pains indeed. Oh, we never even fucking went back. But oh wait, we fixed it, right? We did fix that, so we can get delete that.
Of stewardship because they lack the ability to
Welcome back,
control
brother
themselves and make good decisions. So it's actually a kindness that you're doing by controlling.
Are you the one that decides though? Like what? If
Well,
somebody
yeah.
needs
Why
that?
wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I be able?
My saving grace, brother. I knew I wasn't gonna make jack shit on this stream, but you came through. So thank you very, very much. Everybody else, don't forget.
Not they're able to make proper decisions. I mean, some people are really dumb. I mean, they need to be controlled. That's our society is
Talk about me
structured
like
that
that.
way, where we have an underclass that's controlled.
Controlled or enslaved?
Well, same thing. We're essentially tax cattle. We pay more taxes than serfs used to. From my perspective, like there's
serf's
a
not a
large
slave,
slave
though.
class in the United States right now. And you
but
can't
we're
escape or you go to
we're
jail.
using slave in like an analogous way,
No, I'm
right?
I think that slaves in the American South are treated better than a lot of people in the United States are treated today that are considered free.
I don't know how true that is.
On average, some of them. How you need to clarify a little bit of.
Well,
how,
they were treated with more decency and kindness. I think they were treated like humans. They had more free time to themselves than today's basically the corporate class gives us today. I think that they had more freedom to practice their religion.
How's that?
And
of course, they're gonna fucking pull
there was
them
the
up every single time.
natural seasons of life where they basically weren't worked to death. They had more time to themselves. To be honest with you,
I mean,
and a lot of
some
those
them were definitely working.
were rounded up from a third world country and basically like were Bronze Age savages that were brought over here, and we trained them how to be civilized humans. Like from my perspective, we didn't.
I gotta hit you with one of those.
Maryland called the cops on that comment.
Yeah.
We know how Maryland loves those cops.
I know. I understand,
Oh my
Anson, that
God.
you're from the South, but I mean, slavery was pretty brutal, right? Slavery was pretty brutal. Like maybe if your argument is that maybe there could be some people that were enslaved that are treated better than some people now, then sure. But like if we're talking averages or majorities or anything like that, I don't think that's all right.
I'll be back.
I don't know. I'm just a fan of hierarchies, and I think that there is a natural class of humans that have historically and will continue to be slaves.
Right, but do you think that's a good thing?
Well,
Do you think
yeah,
it's
I think
better
what's
than
natural is good.
any
Yeah,
alternative?
I think that we ought to orient our lives towards our nature instead of fighting who we are.
What?
Yeah, I guess
So
I
you're
just
talking
I think
about,
I
like
disagree with
willing
that.
willing servitude, or are you talking about like?
Well, no, of course you. I mean, but you don't have to be willing. You can just be so dumb you don't know the difference, like most people are today.
Oh, you're saying most people already are slaves. They're not really aware of it because
they're
tax.
See, but then there's like semantic overload to say like someone is like a slave now because of capitalism and stuff. That's different than like someone being like enforced servitude.
I did not blame. I'm not some socialist. Don't put socialist words in my mouth.
I'm not putting no, but you're saying you talked about the corporate class, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, the corporate class is
he's not saying
it's
it's
with
wrong,
the government.
I don't think.
It's not capitalist in the
Some people might call that the bourgeoisie, though. If you
Capitalism
think about it.
requires free competition. What we have now is incestuous government cooperation with a protected group of political people. Right?
Anson,
that's not capitalism.
Anson, you just be clear. You're not saying like are you saying you're not saying it's necessarily a bad thing, right? Or are you
I'm saying it's what is. I'm saying that it's like saying slavery is bad is like saying
not
feet are bad.
prescriptive.
Wait, say that again. Saying slavery is bad is like what? Is like saying what?
Saying feet are bad. Like it's like denying the nature of humans.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Well, it's let's say humans exist in a hierarchy, and there is throughout
dominance
history,
hierarchy.
Today there is a class of humans who don't reach the age of mental majority but become adults, and those people are natural slaves and are ruled over in every like meaningful way by a hierarchy of people that are above them. And they are natural slaves.
But not you say in every meaningful way, but no, like even if you're like some retarded like wage slave, let's say, you still have a lot of free time, you still have a lot of agency, you can still choose if you want to have kids. Back in the day, if we're talking like chattel slavery, you often couldn't make a lot of those decisions, right? Like that, so that has to be
you can
at least choose, even if you're a wage slave, you can still at least choose to go live under a bridge. You can choose to do all that, and like who's going to stop you?
There were like forced reading programs towards the end of American
Right, but I think the important aspect is the question of like, okay, if some people are making choices that are enslaving them, then it raises the question if they understood that they were being enslaved. So like if we talk about go back to Renee Good. She thought that she was, free and all this, but clearly
Who's
she
Renee
was a
Good?
slave to the bitch that died.
The woman who got shot.
She was clearly a slave to her ideology. And the question has to be asked, do we think that if Renee Good knew...
shot someone, right?
Can I finish a fucking sentence, please? If Renee Good knew that she was a slave to her ideology, would she wanted to have changed? You're shaking your head. How do you
think do you think she would have been capable of understanding?
That's a totally fair but very different question.
Who's Renee Good?
Renee Good is the ditch licker that got shot in Minnesota.
Who got shot in Minnesota? I didn't hear anything about this.
The ditch licker in the SUV.
Am I living under a rock?
The person who tried to run down an ICE agent.
I don't think the dude is serious. I don't think he's serious.
Sorry.
That's okay.
So again, the question is, do we legitimately think that if Renee Good could see her life and from, let's say, even before she got shot, that morning before she goes out, if she could see her life from the perspective that we see her ideology, and she's like, oh, fuck, are you saying that she would have chosen to remain in that mindset?
No, of course not. And no slave has chosen. No slave has ever chosen to remain enslaved because you always have agency over yourself. That's why I call them natural slaves.
I mean, some slaves probably have chosen to remain slaves.
Yeah, all slaves have a choice.
How do all slaves? I don't know what you mean by
that. You don't have control over your body. Every human has that agency.
Right, but if you're being like hurt or like your family's being hurt and you have to do something, then it's like
Indian Jesus. Your hypothetical assumed that if she was no longer mentally enslaved, would she choose to be enslaved? Of course not. She would not choose that. Just like any other slave, if they wanted to be free, they would take actions to free themselves. There are plenty of examples in history of uprisings of slaves who were suffering physical slavery.
Okay, so fair.
You're talking about removing the mental slavery change.
But that's
someone
exactly
just
what I'm
quote
saying.
Bob
The
Marley?
mental slavery thing is a categorically different thing than actually being owned by another person. It's a useful metaphor, but it's not the same thing. And so when you try to conflate them, and people are slaves today because they believe stupid shit. That's not the same thing.
Oh, I think it's worse actually.
Okay,
yeah.
fine, but it's still a different thing.
No, yeah, but it's
a shoehorn
it's
is not an instrument.
It's the same in every meaningful way because you choose to be that.
But it's not.
You make the choice.
You
right?
don't make the choice.
There's no.
That's what
you are a
indoctrination
natural
means.
slave.
That's exactly what indoctrination means. That you're not making a choice. That you're brainwashed.
You are making a choice.
So
you're making a choice to remain ignorant or remain subjugated.
Okay,
that's the decision all slaves make.
Yeah, Rage Page. This kind of sounds like what Kanye said. To be honest.
So are you claiming? Are you claiming that the people who are indoctrinated choose to be indoctrinated?
Yes.
Okay, that's that. Oh, let's go. Let's stretch it to brainwashed. If somebody brainwashes you, the only way that can happen is if you choose to be brainwashed.
Yeah.
Stupid. That's retarded. That's fucking retarded.
I don't really
That's
get that.
That's retarded with a hard R.
Exactly. There you go.
Misunderstanding what you're saying.
That is certified retarded with a hard R.
Like you even kind of said that people like lack agency, right? You kind of. I thought you already said that before. That like certain people might be like too, handicapped, or you said low functioning autistic people. So then, if you take someone like that and they're brainwashed, then did they choose that? Like you already said before that even without the brainwashing, some people have a lack of agency.
I'm talking about normal people. I am not talking about people. I'm not talking about people without agency. Though we're talking about humans, right? We're not talking about subhumans.
So do you say autistic people aren't human?
Okay, okay. I feel like that's DOS.
Yeah, right.
In fact, I know it is. Let's not say that.
My aunt is Downey. All right, so
yeah, no, I'm afraid to ask because we definitely can't say what Anson just said. But if that's
your aunt is a top tier paper towel.
I think we're now in the point of just trying to dig our heels in. It is very obvious.
Or is that fabric softener, Downey? Yeah, Downey's fabric. That's our new word for Downey's is fabric softener.
Fabric. She's got that fabric is soft, boy. No, nobody. I thought that was funny.
I appreciate it. The brain is soft.
I'm just getting a new prompt to avoid possible DOS stuff. Okay, you know what? Does experiencing guilt mean we have sinned or done something bad? Or is there times where we experience guilt and we just like shouldn't feel that guilt? So I guess to tie it into what we were talking about earlier, you could make maybe a mistake when we're talking about intent versus outcome.
What about survivor's guilt? That's a dumb question. Survivor's guilt in and of it, like that's an easy answer.
That when it comes to you, the dude, you could absolutely say that because that's a good point. But we go clockwise,
such low hanging fruit.
Okay, you could sound off. Okay, you can sound off. Okay,
dude, I came here because you guys have a smart channel. When I actually make valid points, that's really not good for your.
You understand? There's like you understand that we have order. We live in a hierarchy, if you will, the dude. Okay, and right now you're an
agent of chaos the other day.
No, actually, I am at the bottom because I go last. So,
you can't label me chaos and then be upset when I do chaotic things.
I don't. What I labeled you chaos because you do chaotic things. I didn't. It's not the label that caused you to do chaotic things. There's a reason I gave you that label. If you think about it,
that's true.
Anyway, Alex,
I need a cop who hasn't gotten a commission check in 3 weeks.
You think it's a bad question, but there's like ways to like go deep into this that like you're just not thinking about that you could like get some fruit out of this, right?
Yeah,
so if you just answer with like a yes or no, I agree.
Go deep in the fruit.
Some of us are the fruit.
Okay, we'll start with Alex. Okay, Alex, what are your thoughts on this?
I think guilt is guilt can be an indicator that at least a part of you believes you could have done something differently. I don't think it's necessarily telling you you've done something wrong. Yeah, I guess it just depends on where it's coming from. But no, I don't think it's necessarily a question of morality, or like whether you were immoral in some action, so much as just whether you feel like you could have changed something if you had known something different, or
Yeah. Okay, answer.
Guilt is a data point. if you go around making decisions based on emotions, like people who do related to this question, where you think that guilt means something, therefore you must do certain things, you don't have agency and you are a natural slave.
Okay.
Back to slavery.
Back to the slavery. Okay, young Christian. Young Christian, I don't know if you know you're muted or if you're not talking. I'm not sure, but
I didn't know. I didn't realize I was muted.
Oh, okay.
Speaking as a Christian, talking about sin, if another Christian feels guilt, even though it isn't a sin, you just abstain from it, but it wouldn't be a sin.
Okay, Lutch.
No, obviously, guilt is an emotion, and I mean, just the notion of white guilt, I think, shows very clearly that you can be guilty about something that you have no business being guilty about.
What about unexceptional white guilt? Okay, I'm just kidding. Big Soda.
My privilege, my choice.
That is
the
a
thing on the
moral
channel
flaw.
now.
That
It just is.
Young Christian and unexceptional white. You're welcome.
Okay, Big Soda.
I would say you can feel levels of guilt that don't correspond with, I guess, sinful behavior. I guess an example would be if I were to give someone math advice and I understood something to be right, but it turns out it's wrong. I mean, I would feel some type of guilt for leading them to a, I guess, reaction that didn't benefit them.
Okay. The dude.
Well, like I said before, survivor's guilt right there pokes a hole in the question.
True.
Yeah.
You have failed.
Yeah, I would say, I think it's,
Can
I don't think
I
it
elaborate?
necessarily, I thought you were done.
We have order here. I'd appreciate my agency to be respected.
It's true. 5-second pause usually indicates you're done, but no, sound off.
It means a deliberate search for thought as opposed to just random fodder for the airwaves, sir.
No, I really had to think a lot. I'm glad you gave me time to think about Survivor's Guild, the thing you already said. I really did need time to process that. So go on now, though.
I genuinely believe that guilt is it's an alarm mechanism for us to question our morality. It's a physical symptom of some sort of spiritual or emotional distress, and it's meant to be explored. So no, you can have guilt for things that aren't your fault, and you can have guilt for things that are. The answer is yes and no. Guilt should always accompany sin, but it won't always be accompanied by sin. Sometimes it might just be guilt for, again, like I had said, if you were on Malaysian Airlines and everybody died except you, or if you get pulled out of a burning building and you wake from consciousness and nobody else survived, or if you had 3 siblings that got molested and can you say molested?
Yeah, already did.
Think so,
yeah,
but try to say it not often.
Molestered.
Yeah, chestered. So that's kind of my. What is it? It's like so every sin should be accompanied by guilt, but guilt is not only driven by sin. That's my answer.
Okay, and I really like what the dude said. I think I agree with that. I think it's kind of twofold for me, because on one hand, yes, I think guilt is a data point. I'm going off of, I think, what Alex and Anson and maybe other people said. I think it's always something that you should look back and think why you feel that way, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have sinned. But then, kind of almost what young Christian was talking about, there is Bible verses that I agree with that talk about that if your heart convicts you of something, then you have done something wrong. And now it depends on, sometimes I think you can be wrong about that, but I think there are actions that, even if they're not objectively wrong, if you're taking them and you think they're wrong, they would harm your virtue. So this kind of punts into, I guess, Anson with his virtue ethics. I think even if something, there's no objective reason to think why it's wrong, if it is still harming your virtue, then you're harming yourself, and that becomes wrong, in my opinion. So now,
so
now we're
wrong
open.
about being wrong.
Kind of.
Good.
But that still is a type of wrongness.
So, shout out to King from my chat. And I know some say you go to hell over things your heart believes you did wrong. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know about.
I think he watches Lucifer too much.
Yeah, where do you find that in scripture?
I don't know about I don't know about the going to hell thing, but I do.
It is there, right? The gates of hell are not locked or something. Right? There's indications.
No, it's locked from the inside.
That's also not
the inside, which is where you would be.
That's not a Bible quote, to be clear, though.
Yeah, that's not a Bible quote.
Oh,
it's a quote I agree with, but it's not.
I agree with
quote,
that too.
It's a quote from Sesame Street.
It is, yeah. The early seasons.
You didn't have to call us out
where they became woke.
Yeah. So I'm curious, what does guilt feel like?
I'm not sure. I've never felt it myself.
Real quick, Kate said Lucifer is what I had in mind. So good call. Good call. Sorry.
Can I tackle the question when he said, "What does guilt feel like?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
Have you ever taken too much change from a place and not given it back?
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
do you not have some sort of?
They've given it to me, and I've not said anything.
Right. Do you feel guilt about that?
Nope.
Well, usually when that happens, it's because I didn't notice it
I was
until
gonna say
later.
I never count my change, so I'm sure.
No, I'm saying dude, they gave me. I pulled out money for a car, and they gave me like $1,600 too much. I'm in the car and I'm counting it. I was punching the fucking steering wheel, like God damn it, and I had to go back. That's
yeah. I mean that amount of money. I mean, I think the amount does like it. This is where the aspect of like what is right and wrong versus how does that play out practically in our lives. Whether it's a penny or it's $1,000, it's wrong, right? But they give you an extra penny, probably not going to care as much as if they give you an extra $1,000. So I think
it's the amount, and I would say it's the inconvenience because I've gotten the wrong amount of change, and I'm immediately outside the store. I'm like, okay, I go back. But if I'm like already home and they've given me $5, I'm not fucking going back to the store. I'm like, look, you fucked up. Same thing at a grocery store. Sometimes they don't scan something, and it's like I immediately notice, but I'm not going to come back later if they didn't scan a $10 item.
Why wouldn't you give it back to them like the next time you go?
I don't. At a certain point, if it's a low enough number and it's inconvenient enough, I'm not going to remember to like keep the item and then you know what I mean.
Yeah, fuck that. But I think it's different if we're talking about like even if we keep it in talking about retail, like the difference between if a Walmart cashier gives you an extra $1 versus the mom and pop shop that you know the owner, you go there all the time, and it's slightly different levels of guilt, even though all of it is wrong.
Well, he was just asking what guilt feels like. I'm assuming he's autistic.
No, I'm not autistic. So I was just curious, so just being honest in your transactions, I don't understand how that is a feeling of guilt.
No, I think I think he was saying that if you kept the money, then it's like something is like eating away at you that you're like, oh, I probably shouldn't have kept the money. So like when he's talking about punching his steering wheel, right? It's like. Because one side you want to keep the money, the other side you don't, and if it's presumably it's the guilt or the impulse to like fix a moral wrong or something.
So you feel something inside of you that makes you want to not do the wrong thing?
Correct.
Yes. Yeah, or regret if you can't take the decision back. Yeah, a feeling of regret. I guess that I did it and I can't take it back, and I feel bad.
Alien to it.
He doesn't.
Well, I don't know. I don't think I've ever.
Alex said he's never felt guilt either. So both of them, I'm curious.
I'm like in the 5th percentile in conscientiousness. I'm somewhat psychopathic, and so I don't know.
Percentile?
What?
The lower 5th percentile.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm aware that I'm impaired in some ways. And I was just curious when people talk about guilt because I don't know exactly how to relate to it.
If you saw a little kid getting taken into a van and you did nothing, that wouldn't scratch the back of your brain for the rest of your life?
No.
Then you need to not be in public.
Yeah, Alex, I'm unsurprised that Anson is saying this because Anson kind of says some wild stuff.
I'm screwing around.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's hard to know.
I'm sure
it's hard to know when you follow Anson.
I don't know what that was. My mind erases all guilt from my history.
Oh, wait, so you kind of are speaking truthfully then, like if unless you're joking right now, but
I don't know. Am I joking right now?
felt fear of
Are you
other
dummy?
people realizing that I'm not like them, and that kind of felt like shame or guilt. Like,
Okay, Dexter.
Yeah. Why? I've never seen that show.
Did you feel like it was? Hold on. So when you feel guilt, it's usually just like this feeling of you feel like something is just wrong with you. You feel like there's like this pit in your stomach.
It's like posthumous anxiety.
Yeah, it's more like anxiety. I like that.
How, first of all, Anson, how can you answer any of these questions if you've never felt guilty? You can't even imagine what it feels like to feel guilt. And how can you say, "Oh, it is kind of like that"? You have no idea, apparently.
I know. Well, see, I've talked to a therapist about this before, right? Specifically, like I remember the first time I masturbated, I was like I was afraid that other people would know that I had done it, not that I had felt guilty about it.
Marilyn's gone, so she you did it in front of a store window. That's what made it weird.
Like it was more like, hey, people are going to find out I did this. I need to make sure that people don't know that I did it. That I don't think that's guilt though.
That's shame.
What is it then?
That's shame.
Right, because he didn't feel bad about jerking his gherkin. He just doesn't want people to know about it.
Guilt is an internal feeling. Shame is external. He's feeling it from an external motivator, which would make it shame. Guilt would be that internal, that intrinsic sentiment.
I want to know, Alex, does your mind actually erase all guilt? That's what I want to know. Is that a serious thing or an unserious thing?
No, it's obviously not a serious thing. That's just ludicrous. But I do tend to get over guilt pretty quickly. Just because I don't see any value in holding on to it. It's like I said, it's there to teach you that something is wrong, or that you've done something wrong, or that you missed something you shouldn't have. But once you figure that out, you can just stop feeling guilty.
Right. If you can't correct the action and you've already kind of learned the lesson, then at a certain point, yeah, it's probably not a healthy thing to feel anymore, I would think. But then what do we think about, okay, so what Rage Page said here, have you go ahead, Alex.
I said, yeah, you just stop feeling it.
I don't know the thing is, I don't know if you can necessarily choose. This is kind of what I guess the dude was saying with survivor's guilt. You might feel guilt, and I mean, people go to therapy over that stuff, right? They know that they shouldn't feel guilt, but they still feel it. So it's not, shout out baby Alex, but it's not exactly something that you can necessarily choose, I guess, to stop feeling.
I've never felt the type of guilt that I couldn't just stop feeling it.
Oh, okay.
So, how do we put the rat?
So that either means you've lived a really good life,
that's
or you're very disconnected.
Baby Alex said.
I don't think I have an answer to baby Alex's question.
Yeah, it's a good one.
What was your worry? How do we fix no? Hold on.
But what Rage Page? Have you unintentionally hurt someone real bad who did not deserve it? Because if you unintentionally hurt somebody, in some ways, I think you should feel guilt. Like, it would be weird if somebody like accidentally like ran over me with their car, and let's say it was a full accident, and they're like, "Well, I don't feel bad about that. I mean, I didn't intentionally do it." I'd be kind of like lying on the pavement as Marilyn's not calling 911 for me. I'd be like, "What the fuck? Like, you should feel a little bit bad. You just hit me with your car." Like, even if it's not, there is almost like a moral duty to feel wrong, even if you don't mean it. But I don't know if I can explain that. I just feel like there kind of is. It would feel really callous if you unintentionally hurt somebody, and then you're just like, you know what? Why would I feel bad about that? Who gives a shit? I couldn't have done anything different.
Yeah, it's more about like letting other people not know that you did that thing to protect your social status, right?
No, I don't
think that's just covering. That's just lying.
Yeah, I think that's a different thing that happens, but I don't know if it's the same. Oh. I mean, what do you guys think about what I said? Like, if the car example, you know?
Yeah, I think that's insane. If you accidentally hit somebody and you feel no negative feelings about that, even though you didn't mean to, that's insane.
Are we just going to bypass the fact that the guy self-identified as a psychopath?
Who? What?
I don't know. Did he say I am a psychopath, or did he just say I'm kind of psychopath? He said he's
low in conscientiousness.
He says that he has levels of psychopathy, which It's a spectrum.
He's flirting with it. It's not a big deal. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pro-social. Don't worry, I'm not one of the bad ones.
That's what
He's one of the good psychopaths.
say.
That is what a psychopath might say to deceive
He
people.
doesn't feel the incessant need to murder. No, psychopaths would
Dude,
just wouldn't.
why do you
tell
look like
they
you're trying to
are.
recreate a Steve Jobs picture?
You know, he was a
He is
great
Steve
man.
Jobs.
Steve Jobs was a great man.
Because he is Steve Jobs.
Do you see what I mean? Like with the black and white
Steve Jobs
photo.
never died. Okay, that's my theory, and now it's Anson.
It could just be the dark room.
Have any of you ever hit someone with a car?
No.
No.
Other
Like a
cars.
pedestrian?
I've never had
I've
a
hit
person.
something with a car,
Yeah.
but not a person that matters.
None of y'all
I
have.
hit something that survived and destroyed half my car, but yeah, no, not me.
Yeah, I've hit
No,
a
Like an
deer.
animal.
I hit a deer.
I heard a guy really bad in the gym about 15, 20 years ago during sparring, and like there were severe medical. It was a freak accident. I mean, it wasn't a car, but you know that was. I still carry that with me to this day.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Why?
because it altered the course of somebody else's life, and I was a key player in it. Whether or not it was on purpose or not, there was a spiritual lesson to be learned. It elevates your conscientiousness of other people, I would hope.
But once the lesson is learned, there's no reason to feel that way anymore.
I think that's a really antisocial. That's the problem with YouTubers in general. I'm not saying you, just a lot of people. They live in this like the synthetic sphere, the metasphere.
So it's a little
If you have like a
janky.
big life outside of YouTube, there's a different level of
But we
connection
making
with
it work.
humanity.
Welcome.
I don't think Alex is a YouTuber. I mean, Alex has a family and kids,
I'm
and
not a YouTuber.
Well, I just said
communities.
I'm not talking about him. I said I literally prefaced it by saying I'm not talking about him.
No, I agree. There's people who are like terminally online that just need like
Right, and they devalue. So
shut off one way or another. Yeah.
yeah, we were doing leg locks, and I wound up just turning over a little bit too hard, and like the guy's ability to walk has been permanently. When he wants to run at a family softball game, if he wants to chase his kids, like anything this guy's going to do for the rest of his life. How would I
he also
not?
may have saved his life through some measure. Like maybe he could have walked into traffic one day, but he can't do that.
Are we talking about the wise Asian who owned the farm and the kid found a horse and then got trampled by the horses, and then the army could be a good thing? I'm just saying it was a very painful lesson. There was I wish it didn't happen. That's why guilt is usually associated with remorse. They always say guilt and remorse.
So I don't want to like give you like too much on this because if it bothers you, but like, did they ever forgive you?
Oh yeah, the guy I've gotten jacked up. I got a guy shot like an outside like put me in a double leg, put me upside down, kind of spiked me on my neck. This is 20 years ago, and I still have issues sneezing and sleeping and turning. It's athletes kind of sign a social contract. It's part of the guy that there was he didn't hold me personally responsible.
Wait, was it the same guy you leg locked that then spiked you on your head?
No,
Okay.
not the same
That'd be
guy.
a bit revenge.
I don't understand why you feel guilty at that point. Like he's good, you're fine, everyone's okay.
But I guess there is a potential that it may have not have ended up that way, and how close it comes to something simple altering someone else's life for the rest of their life.
And also, isn't there a benefit in thinking about this? Like the dude probably now, when he is like sparring with somebody, he probably is a lot more aware to like, to be like ultra careful to not cause any injury. So in some ways, same if you hit somebody in your car and it was a total accident, it's probably there's a pro-social reason I think why we hold remorse over that, because probably for the rest of your life when you're driving you're going to be like ultra aware because you're like, I'm not going to let that happen again. Like maybe if I was more conscious, maybe if I was more aware of my surroundings, I wouldn't hit that person. So there is like some benefit to that.
Yeah, that's exactly how it feels too. When I was 17, I ran over a little girl on a bicycle, and that's exactly what happened with me. Afterwards, I felt like much more like a greater sense of urgency to pay attention to my surroundings.
Okay, but what
is
about
this a real thing, Anson?
Yeah.
Does this actually happen?
Yeah.
Because half the stuff Anson says, I'm just not sure.
Did the little girl?
Is she okay? Is she okay?
Yeah, she was my next door neighbor, and it was her fault too because she was riding this bicycle that didn't have brakes on it, and she was driving down the sidewalk, and the sidewalk was obscured by a large shrubbery, and so she was going full speed down the sidewalk as I was backing out of the driveway. I knocked her clear off her bicycle, and she had to have her front 2 teeth removed because they were basically screwed up.
Okay, so how did that make you feel?
I was anxious that I would get into trouble.
That's it. That's
based.
That's why.
Did you feel bad for her at least? Did you feel? Are you capable of feeling like something?
Well, yeah, I was worried that I would have some sort of legal or financial consequences.
No, but for her, were you worried that she's okay in that moment?
Well, yeah, I mean, if it was really bad, I would have been in a lot of trouble.
That's not what I'm asking.
Who married
That's
you?
what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking.
There's
Anson.
no way you're being. Yeah, that's Anson. There's no way.
Yeah, see, this is why I'm asking Anson if he's joking, because I feel like there's no way that's the case. So that's why I have to check, because I don't freaking know. Go and pee. I can still hear everyone.
Are we doing this, or are we joking around?
No, that was I like that. That really happened though. The situation with the girl, the neighbor girl. Yeah, and you know, I don't know, like in the relationship, I had a good relationship with that family, and then afterwards they wouldn't talk to me anymore.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't.
I mean, yeah, if you don't look like you feel appropriately guilty for what you did, they're probably not going to forgive you.
Dude, you're a high functioning sociopath.
What?
What?
He's a functioning sociopath.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Not all sociopaths are antisocial though, so being a sociopath by itself doesn't make someone a bad person. There's a lot of
I think all sociopaths.
I mean, not caring that you hit a little girl.
They're probably just not like.
Kind of makes you a bad person.
No, I mean they call them benign sociopaths, which means they don't have an inclination to do evil.
But yeah, he doesn't. I don't think he's saying he has an inclination to evil.
Yeah, I didn't mean to run the girl over. It was an accident.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about psychopathy and sociopathy as an idea. It's less to do about you. I think a lot of people just attach the term psychopathy or sociopathy with,
that's fair.
Nefarious. Yeah.
That's why I just simply say they're psychopaths if they have like this drive to do evil. Sociopaths if they don't.
Does anyone here know what the dark triad is?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what you mean.
No, I'm asking.
The dark triad.
I was going to ask someone. I was going to ask someone to explain it to me because I've seen the term several times when they talk about like sociopathy and psychopathy and some Machiavellian nihilist. Like, what is the dark triad? I don't. I really think
isn't it narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy? I think. So it's just like three maladaptive personality traits.
I don't think they use.
It's not psychopathy.
Machiavellian. I don't think they use that. It's.
I thought that's okay. Now I've got to check.
I
thought
mean,
that was one of the three
in the description, but I think.
Wait, I was exactly right. It's psychopathy, narcissism, and Machiavellianism. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
I get Machiavellianism.
Wait, what was the first one? Psychopathy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have one more point to my question. Can someone please tell me the difference between nihilism? I know that means like nothing matters, nothing goes. And what's the difference between nihilism and Machiavellianism?
Because
Machiavellianism is like a tendency to like manipulate and stuff, and like try to
so being a nihilist can go like you could do really bad things because you are a nihilist and you don't think that anything matters. But I had a period where I was a nihilist, and it was very freeing. I've moved on to absurdism, but that's a whole other discussion. But just understanding that there is no inherent purpose to the universe or to us being here, and one can find beauty in the fact that we are here despite all of that. Shout out to Albert Camus. And so the different, like the Machiavellianism, at least in this context, I don't know, maybe there's a different context where people use it differently, but this is specifically, manipulating people, vying for power. None of that is inherent in nihilism.
And have you ever heard of the dark empath?
No, I haven't heard of that.
If you actually, that's a really cool. It's not a prompt, but I think
like
it would be
D&D class.
No, actually, this is right up your alley, confluence of some of the talking points that you bring up. the dark empath is like the most dangerous personality type on the planet.
It's one of the Jungian based archetypes where you're highly.
His name's not Jung. His name is Jung. That's an umlaut. So
yeah, you're highly empathetic and you're introverted, and you eventually get to a breaking point of being manipulated by people where you turn on society and use your highly tuned empathetic abilities to manipulate people better than any narcissist ever could.
Did you just Google that?
No.
Did you ask Jeeves it?
No.
It sounded like, I think Anson just knew that. But yeah, no, I haven't heard that.
Did you just Google that?
No, I've just heard what Anson said.
Yeah, I just made it all up.
No, that's
now
the
do
dark
I have to Google
empath
it to see if it's true?
The dark empath is probably the scariest of the personality types.
Luca?
Huh?
Have you ever met someone that's like really kind and compassionate and knows how to read people, get close to people, but they have a nefarious side?
Yeah, confluent.
You're a dick.
The thing is, I feel like, how is this different from a lot of like psychopaths? Because like usually, I know these terms get like thrown around a lot, but in general, right, a sociopath is someone who is like on the outskirts of society. I know they've kind of Alex, we've disagreed over this before. This is how the terms used to be used. Okay, now they've all put it all together into ASPD. I understand that, but in a historical context, sociopaths usually live on the outskirts of society, have difficulty.
Context.
I can probably answer this with the highest level of authority on the panel. I would really like to answer that. If that's it. May I please answer that?
Go ahead.
Sociopathy means a lack of empathy. Like true empathy is why grandmas, nieces.
That's not. Well, I don't know why you're claiming the highest authority on the panel if you're going to say that. That's not true, dude. That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Most of the time, I don't know of anyone who defines a sociopath as somebody who has exceptional ability for empathy. Given empathy,
no, the lack of ability to empathize.
I know. I'm talking to confluence.
Well, I didn't say that. I said a psychopath is more likely to be able to manipulate people. A sociopath is more likely to fail at social interactions, have trouble holding down jobs, have trouble maintaining close social interactions. They tend to live on the outskirts of society. You could just all Google this if no one believes me. This is how a sociopath is normally.
These are a kind of. It's not as clear defined. Like there's not a category where. I mean, some people clearly are psychopaths. Some people clearly are sociopaths. But it's not like there's an on-off switch.
It's not an all or nothing threshold.
That's why they also push them all into antisocial personality disorder because that gets overlapped. So that's why we don't use those terms. Let me finish my one. All I wanted to put on the back end of that was a narcissist typically has superficial charm, which is why, as Anson said, a narcissist never could. A dark empath is like truly like emotionally enlightened, and they turn for it's like a fallen angel or a fallen idol. That's why the narcissist will eventually be sniffed out, especially by an empath. A dark empath will probably not get sniffed out.
Yeah, it's really easy to see narcissists in a room. Like they have a really clear way of doing things.
Ooh, yes. Keelan has a great comment. The Joker is a dark empath. Excellent fucking comment by Keelan.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, very emotional.
Yeah, actually, you're right. He is.
That's a fucking really good example, Keelan.
He's base as hell.
I want to see the real ugliness of human nature.
Wait. Would we say the personality type of the Joker wouldn't be easy to sniff out?
Yeah, I would say that'd be pretty easy.
I think if he was, what in his psychopathic state, but I think if he took off like the clown shit and then acted like a normal person, he could probably pretend to be like a very, very good normal person.
Kind of like the Joaquin version of Joker.
But I don't think the Joaquin version was like psychopathic or sociopathic. I think he was just, kind of down bad.
Who is down bad?
I've never seen the second Joker, I will say that. But in the first one, do we think he was really had any of kind of the dark triad traits? He just seemed to be like indisposed and stuff and like mentally unwell.
Like a retard.
Retard with a hard R.
I don't know if I would have classified him like that, but yeah.
So what's the next prompt?
Okay, well, everyone keep talking while I pick a good one. Okay, I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of who's
I'd like you to Google
list of
sociopathy.
seven.
I would like to see some proof on sociopaths are capable of legitimate empathy.
I'm just saying, sociopathy is.
Are sociopaths? Oh, sociopaths
Capable of genuine empathy.
How do you measure?
I'm saying that's not the distinction.
Sociopaths, or antisocial personality disorder, generally have a severely limited capacity for effective empathy, aka feeling others' emotions and remorse, but may possess cognitive empathy, understanding other people's perspectives intellectually for manipulative purposes, allowing them to mimic emotions or exploit situations without genuine connection or guilt.
And before we move on, can you just Google sociopath versus dark empath, see if AI gives you like a four sentence clarification?
Okay, wait. Before I just want to say, just so we're all aware, what Indy just read, right? When it says sociopathy and then it says the ASPD, that's because the antisocial personality disorder. Now they don't distinguish between a sociopath, right? So we're not getting a specific definition of a sociopath in that definition. We're getting a definition of ASPD, which is
where
puts everything under the same umbrella.
Right. This is why fucking psychology is bullshit.
You
I have
also-
a degree in it. I know
Yeah.
it is that much bullshit.
Hold on.
Did you go to Rutgers?
The AI,
Psychologist?
the AI overview
psychologist,
of
aren't
sociopath versus dark empath. A dark empath uses high cognitive empathy, understanding emotions, to manipulate others for self-gain, while a sociopath typically lacks empathy and conscious, acting impulsively and exploitatively with weak emotional ties, often leading to erratic behavior and parasitic relationships, though both are manipulative and harmful. The key difference is that the dark empath knows your feelings and uses that knowledge against you, while the sociopath might not even register your deeper emotional experience, operating from a place of emotional detachment and impulsivity.
Thank you. Did you study at Rutgers, Lech?
Say again?
Did you study at Rutgers?
I did not.
Christian, you're back.
But most of my high school class did.
Did you go to Rider to study psychology?
Yup.
Did I really call it?
Yep.
Seriously?
Oh,
no
hey,
shit.
don't,
Small.
hey, or no, wait, it was...
We are moving to a new
Rider
one.
like a bronc, baby! Rider you! Yep.
Okay, the next
There's not that many
prompt.
fucking places to go in Jersey. If it's not Rutgers, it's either TC&J or fucking Rider.
Princeton?
Okay. Is sin baked into who we are and the universe? Could the world exist without sin? So, for example, just some brief things we could talk about, just like the evolution, right? Does that already mean that there has to be some type of sin in the world, some type of maladaptive behavior? Can we even conceive of evolution, I guess, happening if we believe in evolution without things that we call sin? Like some of these dark triad traits exist for a reason. Some of them are healthy. And as Jordan Peterson says, if a certain population of people end up too dark triad, then society collapses. But there is arguably some utility in kind of the bad stuff. And then, for Christians, I guess we could ask, is it possible for the universe to exist in its form with all these people without sin entering the world? Is that even conceivably possible? Starting with Alex.
Sorry, say that last part. Could the world exist without sin? I mean, not as it currently is, but I suppose, yeah, technically.
What?
Sorry, say your question again.
Is sin? It's always in the banner at the bottom. So
that's what I was, that's what I read.
Is sin baked into our DNA?
I don't think it's. I think. Well, given the state of the world, yes. If the world was different in some way, like some functional way, like let's say we had all of our needs met, there was no need to do whatever. I imagine there's probably a scenario where we would have no functioning reason to sin, but some people probably still would, because you can't make everyone happy.
Okay, Anson.
Well, God created man without sin, and if it were not for the lack of a female to show restraint, we would still be living without sin. And when Jesus comes back, and does his second act as the zombie king, all humans will go back to a life without sin, and we will be living in harmony with nature. And the pigs will just walk up and give us bacon off their stomach.
I saw that in The Simpsons, so
I know that's
inshallah.
right. Like that.
That seems interesting.
Lunch.
So I mean, I think obviously as an atheist, I don't think sin exists. So to format it, if we talk about immorality or people doing wrong things, then I would say that is baked into who we are. Otherwise, we would be, a utopian, everybody happy doing the right thing all the time. So the fact that we have quote unquote sin means that it is baked into who we are.
Yeah, good answer. Big Soda.
Hang on, I gotta wait for it to scroll down so I can see the question again.
It said if Marilyn was being robbed, would you call the cops from her phone?
Oh, that actually, it's an ethical doozy.
I would say yes, sin is baked into the universe, and I would say for Jesus to fulfill his prophecy, it would have to be inherent that sin is baked into our reality and our universe.
Original recipe sin. That's sorry.
Go with the OG.
Right, the dude.
Is it baked into our DNA? If we're going to put aside the religious or the philosophical for a moment, the second that we were able to stop being nomadic and sit still, is this a Freudian? Are you guys Freudian followers or no?
I mean,
no, Freud, not
really.
I'm a fan of Jung, and I will not pronounce him Jung. Okay.
His name is not Jung. His name is Carl Jung. There's an umlaut over the U.
I'm not going to pronounce it Jung. I'm not going to do it.
Well, Carl Jung
Young
actually.
with a J.
It's Jung, Jung. That doesn't make a difference. I'm a big Jung fan.
Maybe there is.
I speak American. It's Young.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'll answer the question. He's Asian coded now. If you go by like the instinctual drive, like the ego and the superego, like sin kind of changes as I'm kind of going back to my last answer. The idea of what's wrong changes as we evolve. So I don't know if growth was coded, I guess so was sin. It's an odd question. Like self-preservation, that's baked into us.
TV, thank you
so
for
I guess
hanging out, brother.
hypergamy is probably baked into us. If that's a sin, I guess. Who said that?
Me. Hypergamy's dumb.
Why are you interrupting, Alex? Shut up.
Yeah, come on, Alex.
We'll get back to it. We will. I do want to put a pin in that because I want to hear the disagreement there.
I just want to hear from a male standpoint. You don't think that hypergamy is?
Well, we'll get there. Just put a pin in it because we got to go Christian, and then otherwise, then people get missed and stuff. So, young Christian.
It's Jung Christian.
Jung Christian.
That was a good one.
I don't think it's baked into our DNA. I think we're made in the image of
All right,
God. So
back to hypergamy. Back to
follow our own
hypergamy.
wisdom than God's.
Wait, I haven't said my point. My first point is that Carl Jung does not have an umlaut in his last name. There is no umlaut over the U.
Okay, let's get to the second one.
It's German because it's young, but there's no umlaut.
There is no umlaut. Okay, so
the world exists.
I don't know if the dude's trying to trigger me. Oh, there. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
If Adam and Eve chose God over their own wisdom, then yeah, I don't see why there couldn't be.
How I would answer this is, from an evolutionary point of view, from a theistic evolutionary point of view, I think that sin, I don't see how it could not be baked in, because I think things like predation and stuff, which are evident in humans now, I think you had to have predation for like survival of the fittest and sexual selection to happen. You have to have some type of hierarchy. You have to have some type of, the strong dominating over the weak, which I think isn't a good thing for humans to do. But I think sin is the vehicle that God chose to create the universe, or to create humans. I think
Can you just
God
go to
used
Google
the sin
AI and ask it how to pronounce Jung, and in Germanic it did have an umlaut.
It doesn't have an umlaut. And like Carl Jung was Swiss German. He didn't spell his name with an umlaut. Okay, he didn't.
Go Google AI it.
Really?
We did.
I want to fact check you.
Okay, that's fine.
Carl Jung pronunciation. If I'm wrong, my whole life's been a lie, and I'm gonna have
pronunciation, or if it has an umlaut. I'm not saying
Carl Jung with no umlaut is pronounced Carl Jung, spelled K-A-A-R-L-Y-O-O-N-G, with the J sounding like a Y and the U having a soft oo sound, as in book, or the German word for young, which is the same word, not Carl Jung, but Carl Jung.
So Young?
So it's young and American.
The point is, it doesn't have an umlaut. Okay, that's what I'm sticking.
It's a umlaut.
Yeah. Can we officially change his name to you?
Thank you so very much.
It's Jung Christian for the rest of the panel. We're all in agreement.
Yeah, this is. I'm trying to be polite and looking for a fucking moment out, but I'm bad at this. So everybody if you're in the after party, that is definitely going to give me a good reason to get the fuck out of here. So help me out. I'm too polite. You know?
To go to bed. So catch you later.
Why do you think it's dumb, Alex?
So I think it's people are trying to use like what they consider to be natural, like some sort of like biological imperative to describe how people function in terms of like their brains and what they actually choose. And the fact is, most people aren't like predicting their future with any real degree of certainty. They're not really choosing the best options for themselves. So this idea that like a woman would drop you for some guy who's a billionaire just because he is, sure, there's some women who would do that, but it's not.
I would drop my wife for a guy that's a billionaire.
Thank you so very much. What does this even
that's a
say?
personal feeling.
Oh, it's just a super sticker. Thank you so
But some
very,
things
very
that are
much.
better,
You're gonna give him a big
and
ass
you
block.
would think that people would do, they don't actually do.
Thank you.
And so you can't say
I wasn't saying that hypergamy is a good idea. I was saying that like that sin.
You have a fantastic night. Thank you so very, very much for hanging out. And we are gonna get this shit rolling with the video games. And like I said, I like that cinematic stuff, so it's not just about shoot her up. It's gonna be a whole cinematic experience. So hopefully you are down to enjoy that. Thank you again. You have a good night. Peace. Oh wait, I gotta do that.
Isn't hypergamy like that women choose men like above their kind of social status?
Yep.
No, I think it's more like women. A lot of women will go for one guy because he has some like shared quality.
I thought hypergamy was sex with multiple partners.
No.
No,
Hypergamy is the notion that women don't want their equals. Women want someone that is. Women want a man that is higher status, quote unquote, than she is. So if she sees herself as a 7, even though she's a 4, then she wants an 8 or higher. So it has not.
Oh, then I'm sorry.
Right, but it doesn't necessarily say that I'm more open or sluttier or whatever. It just means that I'm not looking to find just a nice guy who's going to be himself and da 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 da.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of polygamy or polyamory.
The word hyper means over, so I thought hypergamy meant like hypersexual. That's then I was wrong in my
the
phrasing.
hyper
it is
is the going up, not the number.
Then what's the word I'm looking for? And it's not polygamy because that's multiple wives. I'm just
polyamory.
I'm just talking about like men
having.
Did you say non-monogamy?
Yeah.
Ethical non-monogamy. If we're on a leftist channel.
I'm just trying to think of what word he's thinking of. If it's not polygamy, it's not.
What's the word for like a
whore?
A man whore.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
There you go.
What are you trying to describe?
Origami. That's the Japanese art form of multiple paper partners. Origami.
So really quick, because I have to go here too. Like, what are you trying to describe exactly?
Yeah, I'm gonna run as well.
Oh, all I was saying was if sin's baked into us, like we're from a religious standpoint, we're supposed to have one partner for life, and it's coded into us that goes against our instinctual drive. That's kind of why I prefaced it with saying, "Are you guys Freudian followers?"
Yeah, I mean that's a loaded question because of how, like, do I think that that Freud had important contributions to the field of psychology? Sure, but do I think that you could pick up a book written by Freud and use it for anything at all? No. So
An important contribution versus like a
like a Carl Jung.
He was a stepping stone.
Yeah, he stood on the shoulders of work that that Freud did. It's very different stuff, but we wouldn't have been, we as a society that he was part of wouldn't have been thinking that way if there was no Freud.
Basically, somebody had to make all the mistakes so that other people could go on the right path.
Not a bad way of putting it.
Yeah, I hear the Somalians are committing a bunch of Freud up there in Minnesota.
No, that's Froud. Froud.
I'm going to dip out after that one. It's been fun.
I think we're all kind of dipping out. Because me and Christian were up all night, so I think we're all
curious about the rest of these prompts.
There's a couple more, but they're some of the things we ended up kind of hitting them through other paths. So yeah, we're kind of out of prompts in a way. But so thank you guys. And hope to see you all later. Thank you, IJ.
You should give everyone like 20 seconds to walk off.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Everyone gets final thoughts. Final thoughts. One man, multiple thoughts. Okay. Alex, final thoughts.
Polyamory.
I don't have thoughts. I just have opinions.
He just has a wife. Fair enough. Okay. Indian Jesus, final thoughts.
Yeah, I think all these are interesting questions that don't have a specific right answer, but the context in which you give your answer is going to tell a lot about you. And so, not to pick on Anson, but if you ran over some girl and you didn't feel anything bad, that says a lot about who you are. So, care about people that you hurt. I'll end with that. And,
right. Of course, Indian Jesus' link is here. Subscribe to him.
Thank you.
He goes live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're resurrecting the second coming of Common Sense.
There you go. And you guys know that YouTube sucks with those notifications, so you may as well not only just hit the subscribe, but ring that bell so you never miss an Indian Jesus live party ever again. Until the next time, guys. We are out of here. Peace. All right. So let's see if I can add video capture device. Right? That's me. Boom. So before we head out, I want to thank you guys so very, 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 very much. Obviously I'm not going to be using this for, regular streams. This is going to be only for the gaming streams. I think there's a very easy way, that, if, somebody does prefer Rumble or Twitch or whatever, that I'll be able to have everything in here and then stream what your, or let's even put it this way. Oh no, you can't do that, right? Yeah. So if we, hold on. I can fix this. So if we, what the fuck was that? No! Jesus. Wait. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay, hold on. There we go. We pull that up. Oh! We're doing things. Oh, god damn it! Then we do this one. And we do that. All right. I know. So we will figure it out. We will get the gaming started. And hopefully bring in some new people who aren't necessarily just trying to, listen to the same old opinions that everybody else has. And have some fun playing games while we do it. That seems like a good setup right there. Not right at the bottom, because, there might be some stuff. But there we go. Thank you guys so very, very much. I don't have any scenes to roll, so it's just going to be an awkward goodbye. But I see King Nirvana in the after party already. Of course, if you are a member, make sure you head over to the after party. Thank you guys. Sorry this wasn't, the best stream ever, but, hiccups lead to better stuff. So thank you. come back tomorrow. And, of course, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Until then, this is Morty, and I have been your host, Lutch, a.k.a. the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time.